want to know how you see the world. Do you seek out urban beauty? Or do you create your own landscapes? Maybe it's outdoor adventure that makes your world turn. Let us bring your passion into focus and give you the best view yet. At Botwin Eye Group and Oculus Optical, we defy the norms by combining advanced medical eye care with Santa Fe's finest selection of luxury and artful eyeglasses. Botwin Eye Group and Oculus Optical, 2 locations in Santa Fe.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Santa Fe Gloom podcast. Today, as always, we've got a very, very special guest, huge inspiration for the Santa Fe Gloom and just an overall amazing project. We have Panchito from AV Alta FC. That's a handful, bro. That's a great soccer name, by the way.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So thanks for what's up?
AV Alta just for to keep it short.
Perfect. Yeah, and the FC. So thanks for jumping on, man. We've just talked really briefly a couple times, so this will definitely be another real organic conversation between two really cool soccer organizations. So tell us about your first soccer memory.
Wow, I was about 3 years old. It was in a soccer complex full of dirt in San Fernando Valley. It's called the Wigtet. All the top Latino players used to play there. In my first game, my dad was looking for a team, so he just approached the coach and said, "Hey, can my kid play for you?" Yeah, I have the spare uniform. Let him jump in. And my first memory is just literally jumping into the field. There's a puddle of water, and then I was running again for the ball, and I ran across the puddle, turned back, and jumped into the puddle. And then my dad was like, "Yeah, I don't think my son's going to be a soccer player."
You didn't even touch the ball yet. You just
I
ran.
I just ran into the puddle.
Cool. But you made it all the way to Division One soccer. So tell our Santa Fe Gloom audience from jumping into that water puddle to making it to the top level of soccer. How did that happen?
It was a blessing, a lot of hard work and sacrifices because I was raised in a small little town. Small little town, it's about 10,000 people. It's only one main light, and I was the first athlete to play Division One soccer from that community. So it was a blessing, but it was quite a journey, man. Like from starting club soccer, right? My sister was the first one. Shout out to my sister who started playing club soccer, and then as she was training with the club soccer team, I would train with my dad on the side. And the local coach, look, he would just see me training, and then he would tell my dad, "Hey, this kid's talented. Like, how old is he? Oh, he's 8 years old." And the coach was like, "Actually, we are just starting a club soccer team for 8 years old. Can he join?" My dad was like, "No, he's playing in the valley down below in San Fernando Valley. He's good. He's playing with players who are 3 years older than him. Like the competition is really great out there." The guy was like, "I'll pay for everything. I'll pay for the registration for the first year. Just I really want him to just play for my team." And so I was 8 years old, and I joined AB Sharks, which is one of the oldest club soccer teams back then in that community. And I joined them, and at that time, the club coach, he was our also the president of the club, Leo Cardona. Great experience there. And then I moved on to another club called AB Heat. Rui Messina was my coach. Rui Messina, he was um um he was a former goalkeeper coach for CB Fuego in USO League One. He was academy coach for LA Galaxy for the goalkeepers. So I have a lot of history there. From there, I moved on to a local club called AB Ambush. Those in my hometown, they know about that club. It's really well known. We were really blessed to be the first team in the history of the Antelope Valley, which is where I'm from, to win state cup, regionals, and nationals. Just a whole bunch of low-income Latinos. We built a really strong group, super talented, and through that journey, I got scouted to play for back then it was called Real SoCal. Now it's known as LAFC SoCal. They were one of the best academies in Southern California in the country. So I got scouted through my little brother went there first, and then through relationships and contacts, they saw me play, and then they invited me to try out for the academy. So I ended up playing for the academy, right, which I had to then leave my hometown and to play at a higher level. Again, I'm from a small town, brother, so I had to travel 2 hours there to train sessions and then 2 hours back home, Monday through Thursday, and that was through a high school. And it was a commitment my family and I were willing to take because at that point we knew I had the talent to make it to a highest level, right? I just had to put in the work. And then by my senior year of high school, my parents are low income, David, so um, it was my senior year. I wasn't getting picked up by colleges, so I did my research and I noticed that UC Riverside had an ID camp in January. It was the cheapest camp, right? So I told my parents, hey, UCR has a camp for $90. Pay for this camp, and I'll take care of the rest. That's all I want for Christmas. So they paid for that camp. I went. It was about 60 people, 60 kids who went to the ID camp.
How old were you?
I was at that time 17.
So this was like your
17.
last chance, kind of,
It was
right?
my last chance. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. And again, I was high school valedictorian, right? I had good grades. I was the best athlete in my high school. And then I went to that camp. About 60 players, only two players stood out. Me and Christian Rondan. He's currently playing for Seattle Sounders.
Okay.
And he's the brother Alexis Rondan, who plays for Seattle Sounders as well and for the U.S. national team. Christian Rondan plays for the El Salvador national team, and then his brother plays for the U.S. And so 3 days later, after that, after the ID camp, right, I performed really well. The coaches loved me. I broke my leg, bro. I broke my leg at a high school game, and 3 days later, bro, and that experience was really terrifying, and definitely, bro, made me who I am today. Because if you think about it, there's this kid who has his dreams, this aspirations to play Division One soccer, had good grades, was super talented, was the best player from his high school team, and then boom, his last year of high school soccer, and he broke his leg, right? And that was I was devastated, like I said, but God tested my faith, and I didn't give up on my goals. And thankfully, I worked really hard on and off the field. I was injured for 2 years, but UC Riverside allowed me an opportunity to be part of the program because they believed in me, and they saw that I was really persistent, and I was really dedicated. So the deal was, Panchito, we're not going to offer you a scholarship, but we are going to offer you a spot on the team. Your first year, you're going to do rehab, and then if you get better, then you can probably get rostered. So I took that. I was like, you know what? Yes, I took that offer. I joined UC Riverside thanks to Kyle Schmidt, who's now the LMU head coach, and UC Riverside current head coach Tim Capello that recruited me. I went there, bro. My first year, just doing rehab, waking up at 6 a.m. every single day, trying to do rehab before my team. I was a ball boy and the water boy, right? Because I would clean the balls, I would give them my teammates waters because I couldn't really train. I was still injured. And then, so again, the rest of my high school year, I was injured. All of my first year of college, I was injured. My second year of college, when I thought I was better, physically and mentally, and I was like, this is it. I'm going to make the team. During preseason, I freaking got cut from the team. The coach called me to his office, bro, and he was like, Panchito, we're gonna have to cut you from the team, um, because we believe that you're not the level that we want you to be in to perform, right, and to help the team out.
And this was your sophomore year?
This is my sophomore year of
Okay.
college, yeah.
Okay.
And there was that same so in college soccer preseason is like early August.
Mm-hmm.
My father's birthday is August 13.
Mm-hmm.
My coach had the meeting with me August 13, 20, 2015. August 13, 2015, yeah. And so I had to call my father and say, hey, father, unfortunately, I got cut from the team. But don't worry, I'll make the team soon. And the reason why I said that was because through my meeting with the head coach, I looked him in the eyes and I was like, Coach, I'm not a quitter. Give me one more opportunity and I'm going to prove to you that that I could play for this program and at this level. So he allowed me, bro. Now he gave me an opportunity, one more opportunity, right? And it was up to me to take advantage of it. So I needed to make sure I was the best athlete on the field and the best student off the field. So I put in the work, and it wasn't until my third year of college, bro, where I finally got rostered and I made my dream come true. So my journey is kind of different and unique, but I like to hear my story, bro, because it's like I had a dream and I believed in me. There's a small little kid from a small little town who made that dream a reality because he believed in himself and he never gave up.
Yeah, you didn't quit.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that's the bottom line is, I work in the business community here in Santa Fe, a lot of entrepreneurs, and they'll say, and this is just goes with soccer too, right? They'll say, the business idea hasn't been taken off, or X, Y, and Z, and I say, well, it hasn't happened yet, so you just got to keep trying. Granted, you were on a timeline because of age and grades and everything, so you were crunched.
Yeah.
Right. So you had to make that team because you had a limited time. But amazing story, man. What was your best memory with the youth and growing up and being with all the Hispanic kids? What was the best memory?
Man, I have so many. Just that team bonding, right? That culture, like they're my family because I spent
Hmm.
most time with that group,
Yeah,
right? Like I missed out on on like quinceañeras, on
of course.
parties.
Everything.
Yeah, I was just playing the weekends, right? Playing with my boys.
Yep.
But it was the memories that we made outside the field,
Yep.
right? Together, like that team
Yeah.
bonding experiences, traveling.
Yeah.
Um, man, I wouldn't change my life for anything because it made me who I am today. And to this day, even though life took us in different journeys, when I see my boys that I grew up with, it's like if we never lost contact.
That's right. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like just doing my reflection, growing up in a very similar community, a lot of Hispanic kids. It was like hotels and like the swimming pools, and like just staying up until like 2 o'clock in the morning when you have an 8 o'clock game, but
Yeah,
going out and scoring like 6 goals.
exactly, bro. And then when I joined the academy, I saw a difference. I said, "Whoa, I can't do this here.
No,
Oh, now
it's
they're
different.
taking care of my diet.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
different.
now I have to sleep at 8 p.m. They take away my phones, so I won't text people.
Yep,
Yeah, like you said, it was different.
different. And talk us through University of Michigan. What did you study there? I'm a hardcore Michigan fan. My parents, they went to University of Michigan. My brother's currently going to University of Michigan. So, what was your journey like there?
Bro, go blue.
Go
Um,
blue.
we won the national this past
Yep.
season,
Yep.
so we're super
That-
excited about that.
Yep.
And then football season is currently going on,
Yep.
so definitely supporting them. Um, bro, my journey to Michigan was definitely also unique, bro. I was applying to UCLA,
Okay.
and then I saw an ad that said
Mm,
Michigan, University of Michigan. So I was like, let me look into this. So I was
interesting.
doing my research and I saw ambassadors from that program that I wanted to pursue, which was in education policy.
Okay.
And I reached out to this one female that's like the only Latina there. So I
Hmm.
reached out and I was like, hey, I'm trying to apply to Michigan. Can you please? I would love to speak with you. And so we set up a Google Meet
Hmm.
and we chat. And then she was like, you know what? Based on your experience and what you have achieved so far and your journey, I feel like you could get your master's fully funded if you apply to Michigan.
It's great.
So I was like, say no more. I ended up not applying to UCLA and I applied to Michigan. And so I got my degree fully paid for. I got my
Yep.
housing paid for, and I was able to enjoy the whole college experience at a college town. And it was great, bro. Even though I was only Latino in my cohort,
Hmm.
like I met so many amazing people. It exposed me to different demographic, right? Like it allowed me to embrace my culture more. Um, and I made the best out of it, bro. It was a great experience living in Michigan. So a master's degree was just for 1 year. I ended up staying 2 years there in Ann Arbor, and I
Hmm.
worked in Detroit as a program manager, where I help students graduate from high school, get into college, graduate from college, and then get a job after college.
Yeah, exactly. My parents was very similar. My dad, he said he wanted to go to the best psychology and social work school in the world. And my dad said to his professor at the time for his undergrad, what's the best school to go to? And they said the University of Michigan. So my dad and my parents, they just went. They went from Colorado to Ann Arbor. That was it. They just drove there. And I said, Dad, like you didn't think it was going to be cold, or you guys didn't plan? And they're like, no, we just went. And the first time around, my dad didn't get into Michigan. So he went to Michigan State first, got his master's, and then ended
Mm,
up getting his PhD at Michigan. So very similar to you, man. I mean, it was just like they just didn't quit. They didn't take
yeah,
no for an answer and they just kept going. But it was definitely culture shock for them because they didn't know anything about Michigan or that it snowed or that it was cold or anything. They just showed up.
bro, you come to embrace it. Like the first time I got there, right, people were like, "Where you from?" right? They were like this, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
from here, I'm from here. And I was like, what is that? They're like, oh, it's because that's the shape of the state.
That's right.
And and then they're like, oh, you're from Ann Arbor? Oh, you're from this area. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, for sure, yeah, yeah, that's where I'm from.
Yeah, you want to fight them when they're doing
And
this. You're like,
right,
what's going on?
but talk about culture shock, bro. I went in there and I embraced it because I knew I was going to be there temporarily.
Hmm.
So I soaked in every single experience, bro, from the football
Yeah.
games, right? From like
Hmm.
going to coffee shops, from going to the classroom, the friendships. I made the best out of it, and I do miss it. I miss that number because I was there during the pandemic,
Okay.
before and during the pandemic, and so I spent a lot of time by myself, and I was able to fully understand who I was as a human, right? I found peace being by myself, going on, running around the trails that Number has
Hmm.
to offer.
Hmm.
It was just, man, it was so beautiful, man. So I definitely miss Ann Arbor. I still have some friends out there
Hmm.
in Ann Arbor and in Michigan, but it was, I'm, I am extremely grateful of graduating from UC Riverside, but I'm also extremely blessed by attending such a prestigious university like University of Michigan.
Yeah. No, that's great, man. That's super cool. And talk us through AV Alta and what you do for them.
Yeah, so AV Alta, I'm the current head of partnerships and one of the co-founders. The main founder is John Smelser. He had this amazing idea. He was driving down the freeway, and he would always see this empty stadium, right, in Antelope Valley. So he was like, he told his wife, "Hey, I want to put a soccer team in there," and she was like, "You're not getting any younger, so you want to put a team there? It's now."
Yeah.
Right? And so he did, and he reached out. He called Color City. Uh, he did his thing, and then he met with me, and I helped him start a project. So we went to the community, and
How
I
did
said,
he
okay,
find you?
through mutual connections, right? I'm really
Okay.
involved in the community. I'm
Hmm.
really passionate about helping other community through soccer.
Okay.
So, I have my own nonprofit, and um, I'm well connected in this community.
Okay.
And he connected with the professional athlete, Roberto Castellanos, and he connected with Kyle McClung, one of my mentors, who graduated
Hmm.
from UCLA to the national team, with the youth national team. And so they said, you have to connect with Panchito.
Okay.
And he was like, who's Panchito? Like, I had to connect with this guy. So we connected, and he said, all right, John, we have to do this. We have to meet the people where they're at. So we went to rural areas, bro. We went to the main cities, and we met with every single club president, club director. We met with most of our high school coaches. We met with educators, with the board members, city council members, right? And we asked them, what does it mean for you to be a professional soccer team here in the Antelope Valley? And do you think it will be successful, right? So they gave us our mission, which is create more opportunities for our youth and create a sense of civic pride for the residents. So, a little bit of history here.
Hmm.
Before AV Alta, that stadium um, was run by a baseball team called Jayhawks, right? So that was really a lot of people were connected to the Jayhawks. It was called Lancaster Jayhawks, right? It was owned by I think the Astros, minor league baseball team, but they didn't do a good job of connecting with the overall community, the Antelope Valley, right? And so they ended up leaving. They left due to economical reasons, right? And the stadium was just empty. So now for us, it was perfect timing to just show up because right now we are going through a stage where soccer is growing. We have Messi who just joined Major League Soccer.
Yep.
USL as a league, as an organization, is growing as well, adding more teams, right, in smaller areas. Um, the top tournaments in the world are going to happen here in the U.S. in the next 3 years, right?
Yep.
This year we have Copa America. Next year we have the FIFA Club World Cup. After that is I think the World Cup, right? So a lot of soccer. So it's perfect time to create a soccer team, and that's where it got started. And we are blessed, David, to just have the support from our local cities. There's two big cities here in Antelope Valley, Lancaster and Palmdale. Lancaster is helping us fully fund our stadium. So
That's
they're
great.
going to reconvert the current baseball stadium into a soccer specific stadium.
Got it.
And the city of Palmdale is going to fully fund our academy. in our facilities, which means that the best players from the Antelope Valley can play for can play for free for our academy, right? And then hopefully those players can play for our first team. So for us, we are truly community based, right? And I'm here as the witness, right? And I'm here to walk the talk because I'm from the community, and growing up, I wanted to make sure I lead by example because I was the first one from Lake to Lake to play Division One soccer, but I didn't want to be the last one.
Right.
And you can't be what you don't see, right? So our goal through AV ALTA is that we hope that kids growing up in this community can see players in the academy, can see players in the first team, and say, you know what, I'm going to be there too. And because of that, hopefully, they're able to have better grades, more discipline, and more dedication to achieve their goals and their aspirations.
Yeah, 100%. That's super inspiring. We can definitely relate to that story to a large extent. We're super jealous of your city stepping up and doing those type of civic virtues for the people. I think that's amazing. I wish our city would do the same thing, right, for our soccer community. On speaking on behalf of Santa Fe, we do not have a indoor soccer facility at all.
Oh wow.
Yeah, do not have one. We have an ice rink, we have basketball courts, we have football fields, but nothing for soccer. Nothing. So it'll come. I think the time is right for this type of stuff. But you're definitely inspiration, and your town is inspiration to us to grow up and to see the need for people to get out and to exercise and to be part of the community and understand that this one slice is a bigger slice of the whole puzzle for
Yeah,
civic virtue and being part of the community.
exactly, bro. And something that I didn't really mention early on is that we got inspired. The city of Lancaster got inspired by New Mexico United.
That's
So
great.
when John had this project, John Smalser took uh, some city council members
Hmm.
and potential owners to New Mexico United, to New Mexico for a game,
Yep.
right? So they went to the stadium, they saw the atmosphere, they saw how passionate the community was towards the
Yep.
team, civic pride, right?
Yep.
And they saw kids running the field and having a great time.
Yep.
And so the city council members told John, John, we want this, but better. And
Yeah.
John was like, you want it to be better? Then make turn it into a soccer specific stadium, and let's go for it.
It's
And
amazing, and that's super cool. I mean, that's our tie is New Mexico United, and your club. So that's amazing. And New Mexico United, they've done so many great things for our community. They've definitely inspired the Santa Fe Gloom image and just the community vibe. Our logo, they're like a big brother to me, essentially. So that's an amazing story. It's crazy, like how connected the soccer community really is, and how we catch up on just different vibes in other cities and then bring it back home.
exactly, and that's the importance, right? We have to connect as a community. We have to support each other, right? And we have to literally, for example, right now you're starting an amazing project.
Yeah,
How can we support each other?
that's right.
And we don't have to forget that we are sports. It's a global sport. Like soccer is a global sport, right?
That's right.
But we have to understand that soccer was created for the community, right? It was created by people that just wanted to
Yeah.
connect.
Yep.
Um, so we have to keep that in mind. We have to keep the community first. In
Yeah.
our case, we asked them, "Hey, do you want this team? Yes, let's go. What can we do to make it better, right? Or to, uh, um, have a team that you feel pride on.
Yep.
Well, do X, Y, and Z, and we did those things, right? Our logo, it was created through them. We asked them, what are two things that, what are, two things that represent the Antelope Valley. They said Joshua trees,
Yeah.
which is really iconic here in this region, and
That's
the
cool.
B2 bomber, right? We're a big aerospace industry here. Um, and so that became kind of like our logo. Why Aviata? Because we are the high desert, which is altitude. Back in the day, California was known as Alta California, right? And then you see airplanes, aerospace airplanes, right, flying around in the night or like midday up in the sky. It's just like this is Aerospace Valley, and the name, the logo, everything's it's connected to the community and what they wanted. Even the colors too,
Yep.
they chose them for us.
Yep. No, it's amazing. I mean, that's New Mexico United. They did exactly the same thing. Santa Fe Gloom as well. I revealed a lot of our shield and what it means, what those dots means, what that little hoop is. So we're exactly the same way. Our identity is embedded into the Santa Fe culture for
Yeah,
sure,
bro.
and that's what
Yeah,
makes people proud of it, right? And then the
exactly.
players want to come and play for it.
Yes, exactly, bro. And for us too, I knew this was meant to be when we had our first event to just announce the team. We were
Yeah.
announcing an over a year ago. It's about to be a year in October. We just we had a little event at a nearby restaurant called Don Sal. Check it out. It's in Lancaster Boulevard. If you're ever out here in the AV,
Hmm.
and we had over. It was packed. Had
Yeah.
over 600 people show up, and we had and we invited our AV legends, right? Sean Franklin, Kai McClung, and other like important people from the community to celebrate that we were going to bring a professional team to the AV. Um, and what made it special too was that um, there's two individuals that just created our supporter group. William Ortiz, who local guy who he's really involved with the Angel Brigade out there with LA Galaxy, and um, Lord Commander from LAFC. He's the one that created the term 3252. It's really involved with LAFC's.
What does that mean?
So the term 3252, that's like the name of the supporter group for LAFC.
Okay, got
And
it.
the LAFC is a big supporter culture. Well,
Yep.
Lord Commander helped start that with LAFC. And we are blessed to have both of them, William Ortiz and Lord Commander, in our backyard. So they are the founders of our supporter group. They're the ones leading it. And man, they're all about the community and they love this team as well.
Yeah. No, it's great. We don't have a supporters group yet. Yeah, we're looking for those founders and that name. Do you guys have a mascot?
We do not. We feel like um, we don't want to have a mascot because we want our fans to go to our stadium for two things: because of the product on the field, our players, and the atmosphere that our supporter members, supporter group are creating.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I don't think the New Mexico United has a mascot. The Santa Fe Gloom at the moment does not have a mascot either. Um, we're debating. We're not sure what it
Yeah,
would be. If it were up to me, in my crazy sense, it would be like a giant tortilla or something. Something that would break like the Guinness Book of World Records. Something that people want to go and see.
giant tortilla, bro. Fun fact: UCSB. Well, back in the day when I was playing, whenever there was like they went to one of our, they would throw tortillas
Yeah.
when they would score.
See? Yeah. No, exactly. And your role with the club. I don't know if you've mentioned that.
Yes, so I am the head of partnerships,
Okay.
and so my role is pretty much to connect with the community, engage with the community, given that I'm from here,
They
and
found the perfect person. Yeah.
yeah, right. I think it was all meant to be,
Yeah.
and also raise money, right? So I'm also
Mhm.
talking to local businesses,
Mhm.
and uh, and engaging them so they could become our sponsors and support
Mhm.
our team. But as of now, we haven't had any problems with that
Mhm.
because they see the vision, they see the impact that we are creating in the community, and they want to be a part of it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's amazing. It's good. I mean, in such quick time, I guess too, right? Because you had a stadium, but you repurposed it. And how long did it take to repurpose that stadium to play soccer?
So right now, as we're speaking, it's under construction. They
Okay.
just
Yeah.
started 3 days ago,
Hmm.
phase one, and they're already going, bro. But we had a groundbreaking on uh August last month. We had this a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
August something on a Saturday night, and we had over 1,000 people show up to our groundbreaking ceremony. And our biggest,
8,000 people.
no, 1,000,
1,000.
one
Got it.
thousand, yeah. But our biggest event was the name and logo reveal. We had over 2,000 people show up for that event. Um, so when we do events, bro, they show up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're bought into it,
Hmm.
right? Totally bought in. I think I'm going to show the groundbreaking here. This is it.
Yeah, that's it. That's a groundbreaking. Shout out to our marketing team who are young, diverse, and local. They're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, it's
That's
exciting.
yeah.
Like it gives me goosebumps just to see an idea come to pass and people buying into it. And you see all types of people there, right? Young, older, kids. That's
Yeah,
exactly the vibe we need in our communities.
it's soccer's a unifier, and that's our goal. We're trying to unite the Antelope Valley. Um, the groundbreaking was special. What made it special too, at least for me, was when our supporter group was able to get all of our fans who were there sitting down to chant with them
Yeah.
and clap. They're just there, bro, and they're so engaged.
And the people speaking are those city councilors or
Yes, so we had
yeah.
our mayor, our
Yep.
main investor,
Hmm.
um, city council members, and John Smelser, founder and president.
Yeah, it's cool, man. We're super jealous. We're gonna work up towards it, but this is great. And that's it. I think we're all in right at the very end.
Yeah, bro, we're all in, and again, AV Alta has been a like we so this slogan is we are AV, right? For us,
Got it.
like I told John, like this is it's not my team, it's not
Yeah.
John's team, it's the team of the community,
Yep.
right? It's the AV's team, and they have embraced us, and we have embraced them, and everything that we do is for them, because at the end of the day, bro, we're gonna be old, right, and retire, and the teams will still remain
Yeah.
if done correctly. Um, and that's our goal for you, bro. You are just getting started, right? And we both of us are just getting started, right, with
Hmm.
this amazing project, and we are going to have our highs and lows,
Yeah.
but we had this vision, and we're putting it into fruition, right? And it might take longer for others, but as long as you don't give up, and as long as you are being intentional, surrounding yourself with the right people, you know, pursuing the right resources and opportunities, like things are going to line up, right? And happen. So I'm also excited for you, bro, and hopefully you could invite me to one of the games and I could come out.
You'll love it. Yeah, because it's obviously futsal, right? So it's high scoring goals all the time. We've packed the crowds, bro. Like it's super, super fun. It's so much fun. And one thing that I'm looking to do too is just create those partnerships and have a pipeline of players, right?
Mhm.
Your players who maybe don't make that cut, they consider the Gloom, right? They come play for the Gloom and they go back to you guys, vice versa, or some of your like retired players would come
Mhm.
play for the Gloom as well. So all of those things just really collaborate, and we want to connect with the club that has the same type of values that we have too, which is
Mhm.
community based.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me more about your logo, bro. What does
Oh,
the dots mean? The
yeah.
18 is that
Okay.
1810?
Yeah,
Um,
1610. Yeah.
1610.
So, let's see. You've got that hoop on the top, right? That's the San Miguel Church here in Santa Fe. That's the oldest church in the United States.
Oh wow.
Those dots are vigas. Vigas are what hold our houses together here in Santa Fe. And then I joke that that flat line is the flat roofs of Santa Fe, because all of our houses here are flat roofs.
I
And then, of
see.
course, you've got Santa Fe. It's our city, obviously. You've got the
Mhm.
Gloom. And I don't, do you know what Zozobra is?
No, I do not.
Okay. I could probably throw it on YouTube. You got to look at our last video. So, long story short, Zozobra is this giant, like, monster that we burn every year to start the fiestas. And I've got my puppy barking at me as always. And so his nickname is Old Man Gloom. So just like you guys, we're trying to think about how is our community going to relate to the soccer team, to the futsal team. And
Mhm.
we thought of Old Man Gloom because that's Zorba's nickname. So when I heard Gloom, and I'll share this in another podcast, when I heard, that we wanted to name our team Santa Fe Gloom, I was like, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem like a
Yeah.
soccer name. And then I was like, no, it's perfect. It's actually perfect. Like we nailed it, because everyone knows what Zozobra is in our community,
Yeah.
and it's 70,000 people come to this event, and I mean, our city only has like 80,000 people, and
Mhm.
30,000 of them are locals.
Wow.
So, and then very similar to you guys, we have, you mentioned in your identity, you guys mentioned stars.
Mhm.
Santa Fe's clear skies, so at night you can see the stars, right? And then we have 1610, we're the oldest city capital in the United States.
Or the
And
city capital.
yeah,
Wow.
and then we have kind of that blue turquoise. That's the kind of the what people come for, to our tourists come for Santa Fe for, is the turquoise jewelry and all of those things.
Okay. That's fun fact, y'all. That's is that not like sky blue?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's my favorite color. And
Okay.
the reason why it's my favorite color is because I love to dream big. So when I look up in the sky,
Yeah.
right, when there's no clouds, it's typically, sky blue, like
Yep.
light blue.
Yep.
And for me, it's all I like finding meaning to things. Like I'm just that's just how I am,
Hmm.
and that's why I'm so connected to the color, sky blue, and that's why a Joshua tree, like I could connect with the Joshua tree because it is one of the few Joshua trees, one trees in the world that no matter the seasons, it still remains the same. It grows, but it remains the same.
How close are you guys to Joshua Tree? Like the actual, and I don't know much about it. I've just heard about it. Like, how close are you to it?
So let me look it up, bro. And I never actually looked it up, because we have Joshua trees all over our area.
Yeah.
So I personally never gone to it to the
Okay.
national park because
Yeah.
we have them here. So Joshua
Yeah.
Tree National
That's
Park.
interesting.
It's 3 hours away.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Yeah. So it's a national park. I know just people go there and kind
Yeah,
of find themselves, so to speak.
yeah, it's a national park, bro. But we have Joshua trees here in my backyard. They're like they're everywhere.
Interesting.
It's what makes us, bro. It's who we are. So in this valley, in fact, like people could get fined if they remove Joshua trees from the backyard.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how symbolic it is to
Wow.
this area.
So you're really preserving that, I guess, culture. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot of Joshua trees when you're driving down the freeway, right, or the roads. You see them everywhere. It's it's embedded in the community as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm kind of surprised, or not surprised, but I guess you probably considered it putting that Joshua tree in your logo to some extent too, right?
We did, bro. We
Yeah.
did, and unfortunately, we couldn't make it work.
Right.
But it will be in our jerseys.
Yeah. There'll be some hints to it
Yeah, we have to,
for
bro.
sure. Cool, man. What did we miss? This has been great. This is a good, setting the table for our Santa Fe Gloom audience, that there are teams out there that are inspired by the New Mexico United, right? That's right next door to us. And I've had other guests on, and soccer. What we say is, like, the soccer community is so small.
Hmm.
It's tiny, man, because there's only so many teams. I mean,
Yeah,
there's two futsal teams in New Mexico. There's one in Phoenix, one in Colorado, right? There's only so many pro teams going. So it's a small culture. There's only so
yeah,
many people doing what we're doing.
exactly, bro. And it is small, and that's what's important to just be nice, right? Be friendly.
Yeah.
Connections is everything as well. You meet people, and you never know when you are going to reconnect with them or see them again,
Yeah.
right? Or need of them. So it's important to always be respectful. Um, and like you said, like soccer is a small community, but we're growing. We're definitely growing, bro. And actually, before New Mexico United, you guys had uh the men's soccer team at University of New Mexico
Oh yeah.
because they're the Lobos, right?
Oh yeah.
They're top notch. They're top,
Yeah.
like, highly ranked.
They're the best.
The culture was they had a strong fan base as well. I think one of the best ones in
Yep.
college soccer.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. They cut the program, I think, because of, like, title. I think it's title 9 or 11, or
Yeah,
mixing those up. But yeah, unfortunately, it was the UNM soccer team and the ski program. They were powerhouses. They were nationally ranked. UNM went to the national championship, I think, at least twice or something like that. And then they cut the program. and it sucks. I mean, it is what it is. But New Mexico, Albuquerque, especially, lots of soccer talent, tons of it. And we bring it here to Santa Fe. Some of our guys, well, I would say not some, I'd say five or
Mm.
six, which is a good half of our roster comes from Albuquerque
Oh wow.
because
Okay.
those guys are studs. Those guys know how to play. They can ball. And then the other half is from Santa Fe. So we've got the best of
Mhm.
both worlds, in my opinion, because it's an hour away. But we're
Mhm.
we're cherry picking Albuquerque and saying, "Hey, come play for the Santa Fe
Yeah.
Gloom." But um, I mean, yeah, I mean it's a really good soccer culture here. And Santa Fe, I mentioned earlier, we're about 80,000, and we're getting there. I would love to see like our local clubs more competitive, but it's such a small group. There's
Mhm.
only 80,000 people, so a lot of the good players have to go off to Albuquerque for a better club.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's kind of
Yeah.
like your situation too. When you grow up in a small town, you got to travel. And same with me, man. I mean, I played for our local club up until maybe 10 or 11, and then like at 12, I was going to Albuquerque 3 times a week to play
Wow.
club level. Because if I wanted to play college soccer, that's what I had to do. And
Yeah.
just like you, man, God bless our parents putting our asses in the car with some kind of quesadilla and just saying, "Hey, let's go, let's play," and we did it.
Bro, honestly, man, I remember doing my homework in the car,
Oh yeah,
right? Like just
yeah.
sacrifices. But I don't see them as sacrifices because I was pursuing a passion, a
Oh
goal
yeah.
that I had, and I knew that as long as I put in the work right, it was going to pay off.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think I was 14 or 15. I broke my collarbone playing soccer.
Uh-huh.
I broke it, and we were driving back to Santa Fe, going to the hospital, and I was like, "Shit, I don't know if I'm ever gonna really play soccer again." Like this was a lot of pain, and
Mhm.
like that next day, that next morning, I was like already playing again. I would just loved it. I was so devoted to the game that nothing was gonna stop me from playing.
Yeah.
But like it crossed my mind for like a split second, and that was it. And I was
Wow,
back
bro.
playing in my backyard with a sling, playing.
Wow. I think um when did you realize, bro, that you were done with soccer?
That's a good question. So this is an interesting answer. It was right after my college game. We lost. I think it was in the RMAC semifinals. We lost to Fort Lewis. They were a powerhouse. They were winning national championships in D2 level. But it was after that game, I was pretty much done because I had played it from 5 years old all the way to 22. I was
Wow.
done. Yeah. And I think my body was tired. I was done. I had gotten injured my junior year, and I was done. I think there was a lot of players who were probably in the same boat as me, wanting to play more.
Mm.
But I'm 38, 37, something like that. So there
Mhm.
wasn't as many leagues as there were now.
Yes. Even when I was playing too as well, there's not many leagues as now. So back then it was harder to go pro.
It was way harder
Now,
because
yeah,
it was like MLS or bust.
yeah.
Shit, I mean, I wasn't MLS level by any means. I was damn good,
Mhm.
but I wasn't MLS level, so that was essentially it. Like the dream stopped there.
Yeah.
And I was okay with it because I reached the highest level that I thought I could play. I probably could have easily played D1 if I had more D1 scouts around me,
Mhm.
but I just I went to CSU Pueblo, that they're a powerhouse in Division 2 now, which I'm super proud of, and they've had a real good soccer program. But
Mhm.
yeah, man, I was done. I was good, and but I still had sports in me, obviously, right? By doing the
Yeah.
Gloom, I still had it.
Exactly.
I still had the passion and the being competitive. I just didn't play it anymore.
Mhm.
I went to go work for the San Antonio Spurs right after I got my master's degree. That was super fun too. So I did something similar to what you did. I was doing sales and partnerships with the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
And that was easy, man. That was easy sales because that was with like Tim Duncan, Ginobili,
Wow.
all the guys that they were
On the
winning, all
mhm.
the dudes. So they were winning the championships. The year or the 2 years I was there, they didn't. But to sell the sponsorships, it was like turnkey. It
Uh,
was easy. I learned how to sell quite a bit because I did some season ticket stuff, but it was easy to sell the Spurs, especially in that market. It was easy peasy. But I learned quite a bit about sales that I still use today. But I still wanted to be around sports
yeah,
because I just believe in it, and I think it's just super fun.
bro, it's fun, entertaining, right? But also it's unifier.
Yeah.
Like, and not only that, bro. Like, sports teaches us so many lessons.
Yeah, it's endless. It's
Yeah.
endless. I mean, even with and our audience knows this, and I think I kind of share this with you. The Santa Fe Gloom started off as an arena soccer team, as an M2 team, and we weren't allowed to do that from our city. Our city said, no, you can't use the venue. So I had to pivot, and there was no way I was going to give up. There was no way, man, because this was too good to be true. Like being able to manage and to own a soccer club in my hometown, that's a dream come true, similar to you. So I was going to hold on to it. There was no way that anybody was going to take it from me, or take it from our city, other than myself or mistakes.
Mhm.
But I just persevered, and we did futsal, and it's proven to be a really good pivot,
Mhm.
and that's exactly what I told myself. I said, look, maybe I lost this game, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to lose the whole season. I'm still real young. We can still do this thing. So I did not
Exactly.
quit, dude. I did not quit at all, and that's what soccer and sports, because I played basketball as a kid too. You lose a game, so what? It sucks, but you learn from it and you move on and you win the next one. And that's
Exactly.
exactly what the Santa Fe Gloom did. We just pivoted. We went to futsal.
And David, what are your next steps? Like, what are your next goals with the Santa Fe Gloom?
Yeah, great question, man. So we just finished our first season. We're going into our second. Our season runs from December through April.
Okay.
So, last year we started up, man, I would say like in October, November is when we knew that we were going to have a team here. And then we started in December. That was our first game. So to answer your question, this year we're much more prepared for our second season in terms of merchandise,
Okay.
right? So now we're thinking about how's the jersey going to look and feel. We've got scarves, we've got stickers, we've got t-shirts. We'll be selling the jerseys. We got an amazing pop-up tent. So to answer your question, I think it's just now we can really kind of start our first season and start to do the things that you guys are doing now,
Mhm.
because we didn't get to have that reveal party
Yeah.
because we didn't even know we were going to be a team. We had no clue. We had to move forward. But I do think we're going to have probably another get together reveal party of saying, hey, this is season 2, right? We work with an amazing company in Little Globe. They produce films for us. That was super cool. So they told our story, and I'll send those to you. When we had to pivot from arena soccer, there was like 3 or 4 months that I was like, shoot, I don't know what we're going to do. And so what we did is we reached out to the youth. We went straight to the youth,
Mhm.
and we started to say, how can our pro players still reach out to the youth and play soccer with them?
Mhm.
And then that was at a church, and we played futsal with them. So I was like, okay, maybe we do go for futsal. So
Wow.
those are kind of the next strides, is saying, okay, this is season 2, but this is kind of really season 1 in a lot of people's eyes, because they're like, okay, we've heard about Santa Fe Gloom. What is it?
Mhm.
Right. And the other thing is too, is we're still explaining what futsal is to our
Yeah.
community, because a lot of people don't know, and we'll say
Exactly.
soccer, we're a soccer team, and then we'll pivot to saying, but we're a futsal team. It's a smaller ball, smaller goal. It's played inside, our Santa Fe High School gym, Santa Fe Indian School gym. It's 5v5. It's high scoring goals, but people tend to like that too.
Yeah. And it's really big in Brazil too, and I think Spain, right?
Oh yeah, dude. No, it's Latin America for sure. Brazil, Central America. It's funny you say that, because our soccer coach, our coach for the Gloom, he's from Brazil,
Oh.
and we call him Brazil. We call him Coach Brazil. So he
That's
speaks
fun.
Portuguese, Spanish, and English.
Portuguese.
Yeah. And of course, kind of to your point, that's why Brazil, Argentina, those guys are kicking ass because they started off with futsal.
Yep. La
And then
técnica.
even me being a huge soccer fan my whole life, I played futsal without knowing it, and you did too, just
Mhm.
outside, bro. We
Yeah,
just
in the
went
street.
outside, we
Yeah.
put 2 backpacks together, and we were on the street, we got a ball, and we just
Ooh,
played. That was it.
bro.
No net,
Yeah.
nothing. We just went out and played, and we slid on the
Canasto.
gravel, on the
Mhm.
street, on the dirt, no shin guards, nothing. We just played with whatever we had on.
Man, that's throwback. I miss those days because nowadays kids just on their phones or
It's
playing
different.
FIFA.
It's different, but that's what your organization and ours are too, is that we're getting them off the phones into the community,
Mhm.
onto a futsal court or onto the grass with role models, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we didn't have the luxury of having a phone, like we didn't even have lights when I was outside playing basketball or futsal.
Yeah.
When it got dark, we still played, but
Yeah.
you know how it is, man. We just kept going
Oh,
until we couldn't anymore.
exactly, bro. That brings me so many flashbacks from my childhood. Just playing with I was the type of kid that I would play with older people.
Yeah.
And I always loved hanging out with other people, playing with older people. So I was a kid, like I was in third grade, and I wanted to play with the fifth, sixth graders. Like, I
Hmm.
want to be with those people. I want to play with
Hmm.
those kids. And man, but that gave me the opportunity though to be more confident about my abilities, right? Because I'm like, if I could dominate, the game with these people, with these kids who are older than me,
Yep.
man, when I'm playing against my age group, I gotta stand out.
That's right. Yeah, I was lucky to have a brother who was 10 years older than me. So he just crushed me every time, but that got me pretty hardy.
Uh huh.
So to your point, when I got to guys like around my age, I was like a step faster than them or whatever, just tougher, you know?
Yeah.
So, but no, man, we love the Santa Fe Gloom here. I think it's super cool. It's the only, pro soccer team, futsal team
Mhm.
here. We have semi-pro baseball, Santa Fe Fuego. They've been here for I think at least 10 years. They've done really well just surviving,
Mhm.
in pro sports is a big deal. So they've done that. But again, dude, like there's so much soccer being played
Oh yeah.
and we're just trying to like hold on tight for that World Cup to happen, I guess in a couple years where we see the Santa Fe Gloom really take off even more. I think another good point when we say for us in Santa Fe, and I know your academy is free, right?
Mhm.
And that's community based to me.
Yes.
So when we say community based, what I mean by that is accessibility, that no matter where you come from, what background, whatever, you can come to a Santa Fe Gloom game and enjoy it because our
Mhm.
games are free for adults and kids. And that's thanks to our sponsors.
Wow. Uh huh.
So I think that's super unusual.
That is
And
unusual. Mhm.
but that but I think it's still very viable. I think our sponsors are saying, okay, that's cool. That's something we can really get behind and, you know, say, this is great. Here's my sponsorship dollars, here's my advertising, and I want to be a part of it. We want to be a part of the Santa Fe Gloom because we believe in it. And
Mhm.
that's really important. And same with you
Wow.
guys. When you have a
Yeah.
thousand people at your reveal party, that means people buy into that concept. And they're not really buying into futsal or soccer. They're buying into the vibe of the community.
Mhm.
That's what they're buying into. They're buying into you, right?
Yeah.
Born and raised in that community, reaching out, coming back, not staying in Ann Arbor where you could have probably gotten a really, really good job there, right? You're coming
Yeah.
back home and serving the same people.
Yeah,
And,
bro.
and,
And
and
I
same
want.
with me.
Mhm. Yeah, we share similar experiences, and I wanted to, right? I knew that in order to grow, I had to leave my hometown,
Yep.
but I knew that I was going to return,
Yeah.
right? And so I returned with so much knowledge, with so many tools,
Yep.
right? And now I'm able to offer those tools and resources to the community that raised me.
Absolutely, man. And unfortunately, here in Santa Fe, like I see our youth is in trouble, especially Hispanic kids. It's really hard for them, and for us, it's really tough, just
Hmm.
growing up and being a minority. There's just not that much accessibility,
Yeah.
just the ability to get out of Santa Fe is really tough, So I definitely want to change that. And the Santa Fe Gloom is not the end all be all answer. It's part of the puzzle, though. It,
Exactly.
it's part of it, and it helps. So, and that's one thing that I really tell our players is sportsmanship.
Big
I
time.
joke with them. I was like, look,
Big
guys, like
time.
we can have a huge fight, like maybe year 5 or year 6 when we've won a couple championships, but not our first few seasons.
Hmm.
Like keep it down for now. Um, but we've got to earn those huge fights, those huge brawls. We'll earn those down the road, just not now. You know,
Yeah, bro.
we have to be like good stewards of the game, good role models, because those kids look up to these players.
Exactly, bro. You have to walk the talk, right?
Yeah.
Um, Listen, Santa Fe, y'all gain a new fan.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead, and do my part to support you guys. Hopefully, I can come out soon to watch you guys play. I really love connecting with people like you, David, who
Yeah.
are really passionate about serving the community and using soccer as a tool to make an impact, in the community. Because at the end of the day, soccer is just a tool to empower youth and empower the community. And for us, AV Alta, right, we are going to create a sense of civic pride for our residents, but also more opportunities for our youth so that youth
Yeah.
can play for their own academy here in their own backyard and
Yep.
hopefully play for the home team.
Yep. Yep. 100%, man. That was my whole mission and vision was exactly that. Playing for your home team, playing in front of your parents, your uncles, your school teachers, whoever back in the day, that you can come back and serve your community as a pro player and as a community member working and doing your thing.
Hmm.
So cool, man. We have so much in common. I'm a huge fan of you guys. You guys start your season when?
We start next year, Santa Fe, so y'all could support us. We are on social media as AV Alta FC. We start season again next year in March 2025. It's going to be dope. And our first signing is going to be someone really special.
Cool.
Someone with a great experience, played with the U.S. national team, played in Major League Soccer, played in Mexico.
Cool.
But for most, he has something that people are going to like once we announce him.
Perfect. Can't wait. That's super
Thanks,
cool,
bro.
man. No, this is great. This pumps me up. This energizes me to continue the gloom even harder, man, and make more of these connections. When I first talked to you, man, I knew I was like, this is it. Like this is gonna hit. And then you mentioned New Mexico United, how you got that inspiration. And I was like, oh man, I was like, don't say anything else because I want to save it for the podcast.
Yeah, yeah, man. It was again. New Mexico has been a huge, like, Clint, the head of partnerships there. He's
Yeah.
not like kind of like the VP. He's
Yep.
been like a huge mentor for me as well and guiding
Okay.
me through the process. Like, also the president up in Mexico as well.
Hmm.
He's 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 been a huge resource to our president and our
Yep.
club.
Yep.
And overall, New Mexico has been a good. Again, we started off. I mean, we wouldn't have a team if it wasn't for New Mexico United. Our city council members, people that flew out to New Mexico,
Yeah.
right? They enjoyed that experience. They were like, you know what? Let's bring it out here to the AV.
That's so cool. That's great. Yeah, no, Ron's great as a New Mexico president. Clint, I just saw him at Zozobra. So, and that's one thing, that's my big vision. This is my pie in the sky is that we have a Santa Fe Gloom versus New Mexico United futsal game.
Mm,
So we do it for charity, something like that, friendly
yeah.
match, bring in New Mexico United alumni or academy players, play against our pro Gloom players. So that's
Ah,
my dream, amongst other dreams, but that could work,
it
but
definitely
that's again,
could.
man, that's meshing the communities together. And then we'll play you guys. We'll bring you guys here to Santa Fe and play
Man,
you.
we would love that. Man,
Cool.
it's a great. David, again, I appreciate you for reaching out. It means a lot to me, to Evi Alta as well. Um, sometimes you could get carried away when you are just grinding in the trenches, right? So it's important, and I'm sure you know this because you also, I'm assuming you're part doing that right now as well, given that you're one of the founders, and we have to take a step back and acknowledge that, it's part of the process, bro. So we have to embrace the highs and lows and make the best out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And have these conversations too. I'm grinding all day, man. I run a senior care company and I've got to do a shout out to our sponsors too. And I'm just working just like you, man, all day, all day, all day. But then when we come to a conversation like this, it's just you and I. Like we're tapped
Yeah.
into each other and to our mission and visions. And that's really special too. No social media, no text messaging. So for 1 hour, we can just chill and chat. And I think that's kind of the magic of our podcast too, is just having like minds around us and really connect with people, right?
Hmm.
I feel like in business, so many times it's so transactional,
Yeah,
but if we sit down, break bread, and talk and let go of our phones just for 1 hour, we can really get to know each other, um, and, just complete all of our missions together.
I agree.
So
I agree, brother.
cool, man. Thanks. We'll be in touch. I would love to come to your season opener. That would be super cool. I'm going to
Man,
mark it on my calendar, and I'll bring my Santa Fe Gloom gear, my scarf. I'll give it to you guys, and you guys can come to our season opener probably in a year from now too, or when we have like our third or fourth season.
we would love that, bro. And again, you're welcome to stay in my house as well.
Perfect.
My house is your house, brother. You can stay there, and we'll definitely host you, bro, and treat you how you have to be treated.
Perfect. Thanks, man. Appreciate everything. We'll have you back. Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on all your success.
Likewise, David. We're in this together, brother.
Thanks, man.